I hope you've seen our videos for Bracelets for Bravery for the past few days, and if you haven't, I hope you'll take the time to watch them. Today's video is titled To Gayle, and is dedicated to a woman whose house I cleaned after the Henryville tornado last March. As a thank you, she sent me this Bible, and it has a note, and it reads, For Olivia, thank you for being simply you. Enjoy this Bible. I hope the pages of God's Word bring you comfort, peace, and joy in your life. Check out 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 7. It's one of my favorite verses. May this verse bring you peace in your heart. And Christ's love, Gayle. To be honest, I hadn't picked up this gift except to move it from shelf to shelf in my room since I got it. But then today during church, I felt compelled to go home and just finally open it. When I did, I found her note, read the verse she referenced, and then started doing today's devotional, completely oblivious to what it would impact my life later on. About halfway through my devotional, I realized that all the verses I was reading, even though they had nothing to do with charity, were leading me to what I would say in this video. Kelly and I decided that on Sundays we were going to give our videos up to God, or, as Toby Mac would say, that God steals our show. We do Bracelets for Bravery because we care, and we care because God gave us that ability. The first verse I would like to share with you today comes from 1 Timothy chapter 5, verses 1 through 4. Let me find it. It reads, Never speak harshly to an older man, but appeal to him respectfully as you would to your own father. Talk to younger men as you would to your own brothers. Treat older women as you would your mother, and treat younger women with all the purity as you would your own sisters. Take care of any widow who has no one else to care for her. But if she has children or grandchildren, their first responsibility is to show godliness at home and repay their parents by taking care of them. This is something that pleases God. That verse speaks to me because it is telling me that it's our responsibility to care for those we love. God calls us multiple times throughout the Bible to care for one another. Does anyone remember that Sunday school, "This is my commandment, that you love one another" song? Maybe not. My mom taught Sunday school choir, so maybe I know more, but I think pretty much everyone knew that one. We're called to care for one another. In 4th grade, when I was attending St. Mary's Catholic School, I was taught that we can give our time, talent, and money to honor God. At times, we'll only be able to do one perhaps, maybe we're strapped for cash, but we can still give to a soup kitchen or rake leaves for an elderly neighbor. Kelly and I don't have a lot of money to spare, but we can use our time and talent to make these friendship bracelets for Bravery, and with them we can make money to give to those who need it, our case being the American Cancer Society. Hebrews 13:2 says, let me find it, Don't forget to show hospitality to strangers, for some who have done this have entertained angels without realizing it. Remember those in prison, as if you were there yourself. Remember also those being mistreated, as if you felt their pain in your own bodies. To me, that verse reiterates what is said in 1 Timothy chapter 5, verses 1 through 4. Love and care for others as if they were your own family. And maybe giving money to cancer charities isn't for you. Maybe you already have a charity or a cause. Maybe you support a kid through World Vision. If so, that's great. Thank you, really, and I mean that, okay? Show kindness and love to others. That's our message for today. February for Bracelets for Bravery is Love Your Life Month. But your life isn't the only one you should love. You are surrounded by life everywhere you go. People, animals, nature. It's God's creation. Embrace it. Love it. You're a part of His creation, of the human race, of all the love that we strive for with this journey for world peace and for happiness. Show another person love, and I promise you, God will reward you for showing compassion. But don't let that reward be the reason you're being compassionate. Do it because He commands you to do it. Do it because His Son commands you to do it. Do it because we strive for world peace, and that can only be attained one day when God comes and there's a new heaven and a new earth. But for now, keep working that way. Keep spreading what He wants us to do. Happiness and His love. And in case you were wondering, 1 Peter 5:7 reads, "Give all your worries and cares to God, for He cares about you." After the Henryville tornado last year, Gayle picked a great verse to share with me in this Bible. I pretty much regret not finding it sooner, but I know this treasure was meant to be found today, so I could share what I have found today with you. And almost a year ago, that verse had a lot to do with what had followed the tornado, what was happening when hundreds of high schoolers in a school 10 minutes up the road from my house, from Kelly's house, a lot of these kids had lost their homes, their families had lost their possessions, memories were scattered to the wind, lives were lost. But by casting our worries and cares to God, all of us got through that tornado that, while it didn't affect me personally, going up to Henryville and helping to clean up after the tornado really brought the reality of disaster to me in a new way, a way that I hadn't known before. And this verse can be applied to anything, any worry that any of us endure, any problem we have, any care that we label as caring too much. He cares. And He is the one who gives us strength. We don't have to be strong enough because Christ is already strong enough for us. And when it comes to cancer, we can get through it because God is the one guiding the doctors and nurses' hands. God is the one who is making sure that we get our doses. God is the one who is there in the middle of the night. When you're alone in your room, you aren't really alone. He's there. God is that kind nurse who remembers, you prefer the arm stick to the finger prick when you have to have blood drawn. God is everywhere, and by casting the worries that we have onto Him, He is giving us that strength. And Bracelets for Bravery is about bravery, of course, primarily for cancer, but also for everything else. And when you wear a bracelet, it may not be the most fashionable piece that you could have picked out for the day. It may not be something you'll ever see in People magazine, but that's something that God has shown us, that we can show you, that we can give to you, that also goes to people who need it. And that's our message for today. Thank you for watching, and I hope you'll see Kelly and I tomorrow. We got a lot of surprises for you for this week. Thanks for watching.